Hello, and glad to have you here. So, today we're going to talk about some things that, I've kind of, I've pretty much, I think, conquered. But I want to know what you think because I went through this, and I think maybe a lot of people do. And maybe we can turn that around and give you some. I have three actionable ways that you can turn around what's happening, what you're feeling, and that kind of thing. So today we're talking about, have you ever felt that you didn't know enough to um, to come on live and do a live video, sharing information with people? Did you ever feel like you weren't good enough? You didn't have enough knowledge. You didn't know everything that you thought that you needed to know. And so when you get ready to speak, you kind of get stuck and you just feel like you can't move forward. You can't do it. How and why would people want to listen to what it is that you have to say? So, and this is something that happens a lot. And it's happened to me a few times in the past. And sometimes, even it's not that I don't think it's not exactly imposter syndrome, but when I change certain things, like I rebranded myself on my business page, and as I'm trying to get down my elevator pitch of what it is that I do, every time, and I need to keep telling myself it's all good, it's okay if I make a mistake, I can keep going and just tell you what it is that I do. And so I don't let it shake me and shudder me and cause me to be fretful and fearful like at one time I did. So that's what I want to talk about today. So basically, how to conquer self-doubt and how to learn to master imposter syndrome so that you can unleash the power within, so that you can unleash your potential that you want to be able to share with those that you want to help. And so basically, let me know as you're hopping in where you're coming in from. Let me know what you think about this topic. Have you ever experienced it? Do you know what it feels like to get on there? Maybe you're doing a live or even you're doing a post, and as you're doing your post, you feel like, what am I doing? I don't know enough. Who's gonna, really want to hear what it is that I have to say? And it's just so I have three things that are simple and kind of, I would say, easy. I mean, it's something that you can action today and be able to take advantage of these three things that I'm going to share with you. Now, there are a lot of things that were a part of my research when I was looking this up, checking and seeing what's been updated from the information that I've talked about in the past. And but I want to be able to give you at least three things. And if you want more or you need more, then you can always message me in Messenger and we can have a conversation around, some other things that might be helpful to you to lift you up out of that, you know, self doubt because it's not really true. Certain things and you can share, and you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know everything to be able to come on and share one thing with someone, like I'm sharing today about imposter syndrome and how to get through that, how to unleash the person inside. So let me introduce myself before I go any further. Excuse me. Throat's a little dry. Always is, when I start out the day, but that's just the way it is. So, my name, for those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, is Cherie Woodard, and I help social sellers to use social media to get their ideal prospects, team members, and customers. To be able to do that using social media and not having to chase people, bug family and friends, and just do that list of 100, all those things that you don't really want to do anymore. And it never set well with you, it never set well with me. Those are the people that I'm talking to today. So let me go on and get started. Better take something for this dry mouth. Drink a little water. Okay, so let's get started. So, imposter syndrome it has to do with the things that I was saying where you just don't feel good enough, you don't feel like you know enough, and those types of things. And I have three things listed here. And like I said, there's loads of information on this, but I picked out these three in the hopes that they would be simple and easy to action and take advantage of and use them to pull you out of that self-doubt mode. So number one, I have, it's important to believe in yourself. And you say, okay, so tell me something that I don't know, and but that it's one of the main things that keeps us back, is because we may not be aware that we're not believing in ourselves. We may not be self-aware enough to be able to know that, and then be able to, once you know it and you're aware of it, then you can do things to make changes to make it better. And one of those things is positive self-talk. There are days that I get up and I'm not feeling it, I'm just tired, I'm on a health journey, and and some days it's kicking my butt and some days it's not. So I may not want to or feel like doing something, but self-talk, positive self-talk, affirmations, that can help lift me up out of the mire and let me know that I'm okay, because I really am, and so are you. And so self positive self-talk for me sounds like, um I can do anything that I need to do, uh, because I have God always with me. That's me. Now you may say something different, but that's one of the affirmations that I use. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Saying it another way, and that kind of thing. So positive self-talk. I'm really a good person. I love to help other people. Any of those things. So, and then the next one I have is taking small steps, not trying to be, everything to everyone, not having to, try to do all of that in one live, because we don't want our lives to be too long that people would start to go, oh, I don't think I really want to be listening to this. This is too long, or that kind of thing. So take small steps and allow yourself to get used to how good you really are, what you really know, and and just growing and moving from there. And then the other thing and last thing that I'll talk about, um, uh, and add to your three things that are simple and easy for you to action, is learn from your mistakes. Um, I just a quick backstory for me. I started doing live video when I came online, and I had joined a mentorship and educational company that was helping me to learn about what it took, skill sets and on all, that I didn't ever hear about any of that when I was out building old school and asking questions. And they just kept saying, just go find more people and keep talking, because everybody wants what I have. So that's all I knew. So when I joined this particular company, I started to learn that that was not the way it was, and that was not the way that I wanted to be. I wanted to learn the things that this company was teaching me, skill sets, and having a plan and goals, and because it just wasn't one of those things that that I really did when before I came into this company as far as, being a social seller myself. So there are things that you may start, as you're learning, and you'll be like, okay, so here's a blooper moment. And I do save these videos. So my video, I'm thinking that I'm doing well, right? So I'm in like this corner and it's kind of turned this way because of the way that the house was arranged. So I didn't have much space and I didn't realize that the light was really dark. The lighting was terrible, and I was talking and kind of doing like this and kind of looking up a little bit, and then I'd say something else and such and such and such, and I might have even been robotic with how I was talking. I'm sure it was probably monotone. So, but I learned from that, and I also took a class from one of my mentors, Helen Martin, who has training for people learning how to go live, and learning things to do that can help you be your best at going live. And they're simple things, just things that you need to learn, as you're doing this. And I learned a lot from her. And you know, so I went from the lighting being dark, turned in this corner, with my computer over here, my head down, looking at I don't know what, maybe I had notes, I don't know. All I know is that it was not, I mean, to look back at it now, I crack up, and I have shown it before when I'm talking about live video. So I like to be able to bring that out and show people, this is what I used to do, but I've learned better since, and continue to grow in that. So those are the three things that I wanted to share with you today. And I do believe that these are simple things. It's when we're talking about believe in yourself, maybe not so simple, but it's not something that you cannot accomplish. Um, our mindset is so important, and to be able to be aware that we have self-doubt, be aware that we don't think we're as good as we should be, and all of those types of things, and then stop that negative, self-talk and change it into positive. So, there are things that we can do to help ourselves. So I hope that these three things that I shared with you are things that you'll think about, food for thought, or that you'll go and action right away. Start, putting down some things that will affirm you as who you are, and the real power that you have inside you that you have not unleashed yet. And as you continue to learn and grow, become more confident, then you will, learn and unleash that. And this is like, I mean, I'm not, I would like to be even more polished than I am, but I also know that being perfect or trying to be perfect at something kind of turns some people off because they're like, well, I can never do that. She doesn't make any mistakes. She doesn't, I just can't do that. So, and I don't want people to get that impression because we all make flub ups, like I'm having the, dry mouth thing. And, sometimes I have it more so when it's earlier during the day. And then as I start chugging on my water, because it's one of the things of my health journey that I'm doing, making sure that I drink enough water for my size during the day. So anyway, I'm going another way. Don't want to go that way, but let me know if you have any questions, any opinions, any comments that you'd like to make. I'm not seeing anything in the chat box right now, but that's fine. If you're catching this on the replay, just drop hashtag replay and let me know where you're coming in from and what you think about this topic. Does it, the things that I shared today, are they helping you, that kind of thing. So that is it. I'm gonna go on and get off here, but I hope that this was good for you. I hope that this was helpful. And like I said, if you want to find out some other things, other ways that I have a bunch of them that I can share on how to get out of that self-doubt and be who you truly are. So I'm going to go on and get out of here. So no matter where you are, no matter what time it is for you. I want you to have a great one and just, be you and do the best that you can do. So I'm going to go on and get out of here. Talk soon. Bye now.